We are live on YouTube. Sharpen your claws, sharpen your horns. We're at Bullish Bears. I couldn't resist.
Bang, bang, bang,
and
bang.
I think I got it where everybody can hear that now.
Dun, 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 dun.
I didn't wear my Thundercats t-shirt or I would have started trying to do the Dr. Claw voice.
I couldn't resist. Yeah. No, we're not, man. No, we're not. I'm immature. I am an immature 58-year-old. Okay, I'm very immature.
Only 22.
You're only 22.
And I get compliments by random 20-year-olds when I wear that shirt. You like your shirt?
Let me go.
At least know who they are. Awesome. Sometimes I'll just say snarf.
All right, so welcome Bullish Bears to Bullish Bears. We had this little thingamadig happening over here on the MES where I had a wedge and we were looking mighty bullish, and then we kind of came down. But here's the thing: I put a little 50% retracement on it, and what we've done is we've had a 50% retracement since here, which is pretty much the start of this move right there. Where on a 1-minute chart you get 1, 2, 3, 4 nice bull bars. Then we kind of went down to a pullback, a little bit of a trading range here. And then we got to this wedge, and it's like, oh, we're going to break it? What are we going to do? Popped out, got a tweezer top, and now we're coming back down. But we've come down to about the 50% retracement of this. Now, if we come down here to where it says 33%, that's really the 66% retracement. And sometimes, look out. Sometimes, and
Guys, 4021 coming down next.
it'll come down as far as the 66 retracement and bounce and go back up. But if it stays here, it could just, we go back down the other way. So still at a OBS or behave, still at this pivot of 423.50 we have to watch.
Here's your 5-second forecast. Don't forget that regression line.
No, don't forget your regression lines. Those regression lines help out a lot.
No, I drew that unorthodox trend line. I called it the drifting support line. Nailed it 3 times. The third wave bounced out, rejected the anchor resistance as if the channel at the third wave, and now we hit the regression for test. Now we're at the resistance line again. We have a chance of breaking into retracement here, going for a move to about 399.70 now at this rate.
We're also on the MES 5-minute chart at the top of my 15-minute opening range, wicking into it. And what I can do is I can show you all that over here. This is my clean chart. I use the chart normally. I only use one for my 5-minute MES. I use a single moving average, and it's actually the 20. This is the 15. I got the 8, 15, 20 here, and then I have the VWAP. My 200 is down somewhere. Let's go find it. Because when we're above the 200 like we are right now and above VWAP, there's the 200 right here at the bottom of my 15-minute opening range. So a lot of times when my 200 is below VWAP like this, we have all those bands open, and you can see for a little while it was bullish, right? So now we're coming back, and let's see how far we come back. Is this going to be retracement? Are we gonna pull back so far that we continue to trend? So that's what I'm looking for. Right now it looks very bearish. That's why we look at multiple time frames. Multiple time frames.
Look at that 4020, 4020. Come on. Boom, 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 go.
So I just want to, we could be anything right here. Let's go look at the 2-hour chart. Smaller time frames give you some good insight. Larger time frames give you good insight as well too.
We pulled Tesla, and this is a 1 minute chart I'm gonna put up in the chat. Pulled Tesla through that liquidity box. Like I said, I've been drawing that thing for weeks now. Every time you break a pivot level or a liquidity zone or
There you go. Target man.
old supply zone, becomes a demand zone, that type of thing. You almost always expect price to come back and test it. And this is a 1 minute chart from our day opening. We ran right through that liquidity all the way through. You notice a big bar right on top of that sucker. And then we're forming a consolidation at this point. We're about to test the support.
Whoa. I did not expect that additional drop there.
Yeah, that broke that channel. Failure to retrace.
1041.
Damn. Wow.
There's a 1 minute 200 there. That's why it's bouncing right there. Oh, could it be a fake out?
This is a 2-hour chart right here. See, this was a push right there. This was the push we had Friday, which was a trend day.
We got this.
Came back down.
Trap. Oh.
It can certainly break over here. There's no doubt. You never trust a rally in a bull market. And this could certainly be just that. We're out like two
rallying.
deviations above that angular resistance on the 2-hour chart. We kind of know where that is. So if it's going to break over, this is the likely place where it would.
4,008 is my next target.
All right, so that pullback has turned into a bit of a tight channel right here.
$2,008.25 is the low of the last trading session.
Be careful here, guys, because this could just be a bear trap. This could be a double bottom. This could actually be a big pullback. Some pullbacks can go below where the move started. So, but this is, look, 5-minute candles and then huge candle. So this can create a vacuum. This could be an exhaustion. This could be an acceleration. So it's one of those things, got to wait and watch and be cautious because of everything that's been going on to your left. Watch what's been going on to your left to help you make those decisions. This certainly looks bearish right now, but for how long? And if somebody's trying to go long, you could be seeing all this and getting excited and hopping in, but not realizing this could still be just a pullback. And so for me and my rules, I got to wait. And I'm not worried about missing profit at all, because if I wait and I wait for my setups and what I'm looking for, then I'm going to make profit. I ain't going to lose money.
Make that money.
That's damn right.
Not just a job, it's an event.
Well, it is. It is. It's both.
kinda is.
Yeah, it is. It's freaking awesome. I love this, man. This is
Wow, look at
This
that.
is great. Yeah, look at that. Now we're flagging. You see, and this looks like we could go lower. You gotta, if we can, I'm not taking any entries in this right now because I'm moderating. But if I were, there were plenty of opportunities to get into this. Plenty of opportunities to get into this with targets, knowing where I would want to go. But I'm not doing that right now.
Bold pivot on my 5-second chart at 397.90.
Right. Also have to know that 4009.75 has been a spot of interest. Not only is it it's an in between, but it's also a level that we had marked out. I think it's a weekly high or a weekly low.
So 409.75 was the close of the last trading session.
That too.
Yep. The close of the last, RTH trading session.
Oh, you're
Then
right.
we got into it today, and then we bounced it right there because we closed the gap.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so the high for the week of the 9th was up there at
40, 24, 25.
thank you. You're reading my charts. No, you're not. My charts are too dark for you.
Now I got all those levels marked, man.
Yeah, we had that 409.75 mark last week. I just can't remember what damn drawing set I got it on. Son of a b.
That's good stuff right there. Synthetic Juan Prince, who has been joining us frequently lately. Thank you. Says if you wait for your setup, time will be rewarded.
That's exactly right.
Yes. And that's why we always say don't get into the trade on the setup necessarily. You want to wait for the break and ride the break. If you're scalping, trade the break. If you're swing trading, okay, yeah, you can get mixed up in the setup as long as you keep your stop in the right place. But day trading, no, we wait for the break. We run the break on momentum. We get our 3 to 5, sometimes 10 points, and we wait for the next one.
There it is. The high of the 11th or the 7th of November. That's what that was. Still a pretty strong push down with this candle closing there near its halfway mark. Pretty full body, even on that push down.
I might have a bearish trade set up for you guys. Stand by.
Look right here. See which level we are. We're below VWAP now. First time we've been below VWAP since 9:39 this morning.
Yes, we have a megaphone top on Macy's. Finally, bearish retracement takes it to about 2180. That's where a control bar lies. And if you look at price action from the 11th, you'll see where that control bar takes you right to 2180 for retracement.
Zach,
Remains bearish. See it down to about 2050.
excuse me. No, I was actually coughing. I had to get off mic. I was really clearing my throat to clear my throat.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was looking at we possibly breaking this descending channel here on Tesla.
And that's that Tesla going right back, testing the liquidity box for support, bouncing right off of it.
You motorcycle guys. See, I love this channel tool for me in TOS. It draws the regression line and everything. Speed is the key when you're slow. Now, you know where I liken that to, Jeremy? I liken it to when I learned how to play guitar, and I knew a bunch of stuff on my own, and then I went and saw somebody, and I went and took lessons from a professional, and the guy was great. I love Jimmy. And I was like 17, and he taught me something on the guitar that lasted a long time, and it works in everything about life. His thing was, why work so hard? Learn what's right in front of you and what you can grab right in front of you. He goes, everything you need to play a song is pretty much right in front of you within 5 frets. And there's no need to fly all around the neck and do this or try to do that. When the less you have to move your fingers, the better. And so I look at the charts the same way, and that's why I like the price action, because the less I have to look at, the less I have to make a stretch of or move my head or anything even, the better. It keeps me focused on what I'm doing, and I see everything I need is right within the chart. So that's how I liken it to it. I love that. Same thing with these tools. Yeah, it's less is more, man. Keep it simple, Stone. Less is more.
'Cause that's the way I like it.
You say, I mean, you
Wait,
can trade with like literally 2 moving averages.
wait, that's right. Where's Chris with that statement from the other day and the quote?
That was great. I love that.
Woody's look jaundiced. Yeah, that is a great quote. That means no trading. Woody's look jaundiced. Don't do anything. You're breaking that channel, but you got to see that. That looks like a pretty powerful breakthrough, actually.
Range day. With the trend.
Look at these guys.
Harley's over here.
Sig's trying to figure out how to spend his money he's making.
I told that old joke last week, and I put it up in the chat. You know, for someone was talking about a motorcycle, and no one got it. It's crickets. That's such a funny, stupid joke. Anybody want to hear it?
Sure, why not?
Jeremy, say it again.
What's the joke again?
What's the difference between a Harley Davidson motorcycle and a Hoover upright vacuum cleaner?
They both suck.
The position of the dirt bag.
Ah.
I mean, that's dad joke status, but come on.
That was really funny. Did I tell you I was a member of the? Never mind. I'm just teasing. They're on the way to their house now, bro. You better leave. Insulted them. I have stories I won't tell publicly. I'll tell them privately. Not on YouTube. Hell, not on YouTube. I need to remember that. I get in big trouble if I say some things on YouTube.
I know of a motorcycle gang told that joke.
That's all right. It's a very good one. That's good. I like that. I have a story about that too.
By motorcycle gang, I'll tell you, it's not like.
Was that the kids in the neighborhood on dirt bikes?
They're nonprofit bikers against bullies, and they were national for a little while there before the lockdown. But
Wow.
About like Hell's Angels and all.
yeah, I wouldn't tell that to a Hell's Angel. You know?
Was that the motorcycle gang in Any Which Way You Can? Or Any Which Way But Loose? Was that the motorcycle gang in there? Bikers Against Bullies?
With the orangutan.
Yeah. Anyway, they're great.
As soon as you said that, I just pictured those guys, Bikers Against Bullies.
I used to support those guys locally in Missoula. I was good friends with Flash. Well, good acquaintances with Flash. We used to kind of coordinate some stuff together. It was pretty cool.
All right, so this is I like this. This is the slow part of the market now. With no econ really coming out to move anything. This is our looks like our little sideways motion for a little while.
But we stepped across that channel again, that descending channel I had.
Yeah.
Played exactly on the lower.
Well, it's already it's 11 o'clock. We had at 10:30 the 3-month and the 6-month bill auction, which was not, very impactful. But that's what gave us the reverse, the drop right here, right?
Well,
Yeah, see if it turns into a double bottom on the 1.
I've got one of those skewed trend lines on Google. It's a SPY 5-minute chart. Played with our daily diamond. Right in there.
Yeah.
Bar set up to run down to like 375.
Actually, it's making a diamond right now, Jay. On a 5-minute.
What I was getting at is
Oh.
steep slope.
Oh, I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
Oh no.
The Diamond Master. Diamond G, ladies and gentlemen.
I think this one's gonna be more of a megaphone first, but it can set up an angular support down low at like 396.50. So
The-
if this becomes your first wave in the expansion side of a diamond pattern, that's where it's likely to go.
This is how they keep from having a trend day.
Like Bud said, you just catch the high and hit the reverse button. You sell
Yeah.
at the top. And if he set his 10-pointer, it might have got tripped by now. It might not have. But if he set his 10-pointer with a trailing stop at the right time, it would be rolling profit right now. Hasn't quite made a 14. So
No, but it's done pretty good.
it got a 4-pointer there on that return from that 397.90. That was about it. Now we're coming back to it.
Oh man,
This 10-pointer shouldn't have been tripped.
it depends on when he got in it. The high was 40.35 and we're at 40.13. And that was by the way, a Vreeland, ladies and gentlemen, on the 5-minute. That is a Vreeland tweezer top right there. And I did miss it. I was thinking it might go back up further, but that's okay. I didn't trade it. And if I would have, I'd have had a short stop and cut my loss. The other thing you can do with the futures that I like is I used to do the same thing in penny stocks. Is I would take a starter position, just single, like penny stock. It might be I might take 10 shares as a starter position with the stop, and then if I got stopped out, then I got in at the wrong time. Okay, or it went against me and I missed what I was seeing. No big deal. But if I didn't get stopped out and I continued to read the chart and it looked like where I was going it was going to happen, then I would enter with 90 shares, or I'd enter with another 210 shares and have now 300 in. I'd size up because it was going in my direction and I know that I'm going to get a profit. So you can do the same thing in the futures. You can take Al Brooks calls it the I don't care size, where in the micros you can do like a micro E-mini 5. If it's 5, costs you $5, and you can take a position, and if you don't get stopped out and it continues to go in your direction, well then at the next junction you can add 1, 2. I'm a 1, 3, 5 guy, so I'm either trading 1, 3, or 5 shares.
Right.
And so you can take and add to it when you get to those other positions, and that's how you scale in.
So when we're talking about scaling and stuff, that if you're just starting out with rewarding price action, it's not the greatest idea to practice scaling just yet. It's better
Right.
do single positions first, and then you'll learn to be able to scale in order to kind of give yourself a little more butter zone to trade in. But that takes a little time to develop the right technique to do that. So
Good point.
if you're just starting out, the one share, the one contract marker, whatever you want to call it, or even paper trading for that matter, is going to be.
Yeah.
It'll come. Just give it time, give it practice, and you will be able to get to the level where you can start scaling. And I liken that to options trading too, because you can go and learn how to adjust an options position without ever leaving it. If you get the right position, it's got to have some time in it. But like I can go and play with the short credit spread I have against my long debit spread on Amazon, in and out, generate income on that while I wait, just by adjusting the position. So I can still take my can't lose and work it into an even better can't lose over time. So can you do that right away, starting with debit spreads and credit spreads? Not necessarily. It's going to take you some time to get to that level where you can do that. But it comes naturally. You'll get there. Just give it some patience. Just practice.
Absolutely. Good words of advice there. Yeah. Good words of advice. Hey, you see what we got going on over here on a 5-minute?
Let's see that big old doji party.
Mm-hmm. It's got to hold it. That's a liquidity zone, possibly. Now, you notice what happened.
It's a nice, beautiful bear pennant that's fun.
Yeah, but do you see what happened up here on the 5 minute when we started getting a lot of wicks? So, a lot of times those wicks will represent to me what I call a turnaround, a change.
Look at it. What's it really?
It's a double bottom right now at the moment,
R1 is right up there.
but it's also a bear pennant.
Yes, it is also a bear pennant.
Mm-hmm. This is amazing how everything can be one of several different things. Usually one of four.
So what it comes down to is we can trade these both ways. It's a chart.
Yep.
And then when we get the breakover, we capture a little bit of the bullish retracement, and we hit that reverse button. We can write it down. So when you get that bullpen, that's where your confirmation is. You see a with that rejection.
There's the break. There's the break of that pennant.
Yep. Look at that.
39.9875 is my next target.
Yep. We're below VWAP. Look at these two inverted hammers right there, saying like with all that selling pressure. Look at that.
Nice bullish 3-point ride with the reverse button, and then back to a 4-point ride. Bounces through that 790. SPY, you can catch the rest of that as a full 10-pointer. That pennant's got to break first.
Yeah, you want to trade the break and not the setup because, excuse me, we still have this level at 4,975 on the MES. Over here, I just drew that box to meet our little stopping point, which would be like the first part of a double bottom, that little pattern right here, Harami, whatever it is. I just know that's boom, draw a box under that. That's what I know with that. That's pivot, bro. So you want to look at that. That's an intraday pivot, maybe. Could be a pivot from somewhere else. Do the same thing over here, but at the bottom of it, I've got this 40,009.75. So it needs to break that strong, or am I going to get twins, Jeremy? You know, my twins are. Sometimes you get twins, and those twins, that'll be the second part of the double bottom where it'll go back up. But you got to let the candles close really and give a good look at it on that.
All right, this defines that box.
Actually, this is a triple bottom on a 1 minute. That's a triple bottom.
I'll show you what I have for the box.
Share your box. Thanks, Ironclad.
That 945 candle defined the lower wick.
I'm still inside of this. Yeah, sure did. Still inside of this big red candle there. Yeah.
That can become a pivot zone, just a simple supply zone. Or, I'm sorry, demand zone. Supply zone's up there for it.
Now, Al would tell you these are that's a trading range. He calls them trading range bars.
Fair enough.
In the box.
Yeah, in the box.
It's your turn in the box.
Rejecting on angular here, so that's why you look for failed. You should have your this is like the opposite of this one here. Okay, so let's get this over here.
I'll be right back.
Go for it. Now, again, just as I set this up over here and I said, look, if it breaks this, we get this little box up there. This is the same thing. This is right here. This is your measured move. this gives you a range. And that range is, about 13 points right here. And so we can take the opening of that, duplicate it, just like I said, grab it, and we can expect if it breaks this way, there's a measured move. Now watch this. If it breaks the other way, same thing. There's your measured move, because we're using the opening of the wedge to the left to get that measured move. Okay. I showed this again on a video about the triple bottom. And so this is a metric. If I'm looking for, I talk about the RME, remembering things, recognize your setup. You got to know what your setup is, and you got to know what setups you're looking for. And then you got to measure the move and then execute the trade. Well, in the measuring the move, you have to know what metric to use. So for me, I don't need to sit here and do a calculator and all these different calculations, because the software does it for me. So that's another shortcut, right? Boom. And then all I need to know is that if I draw that box in that opening, that's going to give me my metric from a measure move. And if it breaks this way, that's one hit. If it breaks the other way, that's the other target. And as I said earlier, we can double those boxes, set them on top of each other, and that gives us the standard 2 for 1, right? Standard's important, and the reason it's important, it's like, and again, I liken everything to music, and particularly when you play guitar, you have what's called standard tuning. Well, everybody plays in standard tuning, so most songs are in standard tuning, but you get the occasional drop D, you get the occasional open tuning songs, and guys who play a lot of slide playing open. But the point is, the standard is where you want to go. So if it's a 2 for 1 risk reward standard, then that's what the market maker's doing. Then I can follow them and I can get a 2 for 1 risk reward. So that's another way to measure a move. I just kind of going on and on, giving y'all a lot of stuff. And there's the break. Yep. So now what do we do? How do we find a move here? Well, the same freaking way. Check this out. Again, I can duplicate this drawing. I can set it here. And I'm just looking for this now. I'm looking for a range of about 6 points. And if it breaks that box, then I got another move there. Why? Because this was a trading range. You can do the same thing on a trading range to measure a move. I can measure that move by saying, okay, when it breaks that trading range, I'm going to get at least that range of the trading range below or above when it breaks it. Same thing. Y'all catching this? It's good stuff, y'all. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just know I'm bringing you good stuff, because this is what I'm learning, and this is the stuff that's refining my training, and this is freaking good stuff. Check this out. One more way to do a measured move. Another way to do a measured move, not one more. So this is my move right here. Came down to there. Let's do it this way. This is my move right there from the top, came down to there. Okay, so I can expect, I got a 50% retracement here. If I go up, that's what I'm going to get as a 50% retracement. If not, I can expect, 50% down this way. That would be, measuring just from the top down. Actually, I could expect the whole all the way down to 39.86 if I get a second leg equal to this first leg, right? But if it breaks that box and I want to get a trade in, I can take a third of it. I can break that down to a third. Like here, I got the 33% mark over there. Not sure where I don't have it set up over here. I need to do that. But I could take it down to that pivot, and that'd be about a third. And boom, I size up. I know what the hell I'm looking for. I know where I'm going. That's profit. I'm done for the day. Goodbye. Right? So I want to get everybody to that point, and I think we've got some great tools here at Bullish Bears to do that, and we've got some great things that are happening, and things are happening, man, and people believe. So come on by, see us at Bullish Bears, you two people. All right, Jeremy, you back? Nope. All right, Glad you got anything to say?
I'm just watching the break of that panel. We hit my 408.25 target. Now I'm thinking if we continue this down 403.50, and then the biggest RDR move then is the 39.84 area.
Pretty much lines up with that what I just said about those targets, huh? You said 39.84. I got about 39.86. Close enough.
But we gotta go through 39.98, 96 first, which is the pre-market low.
Right.
And there you go. We're heading towards the 403.50 right now. So the hourly divergence that I was looking at and I posted earlier is playing out beautifully right now. Wow, that is something.
That is heavy. Just look, this is going down, Jack. For a little while. Let me go find my 2-hour target.
Right, supply zones became a pivot. Or sorry, demand zones.
Yeah.
The original retrace was down to 396.50. Yeah,
For
396.
those that missed it, I'm gonna repost it.
All right, now I got the low as the Globex low is 4,000.5. If it hits that,
397.01 for SPY.
that would also be a retro. I can't describe all this stuff that fast, y'all, but I'm gonna have to get on these retros soon. The tweezer top on a possible tweezer top on the 2-hour. When did that candle start? No, never mind. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Because it just started. That's why I said that the candle just started. I'm not going to say it's possible tweezer top yet. Although that was a topping tail on that one candle, wasn't it?
So going back to 97 bucks. Might hit 95.50.
All right, I found it.
Lots of big moves to kill that growth spurt for me.
Look at those. Look at that divergence, that hourly divergence on the ES and the NQ right there. Then here you guys can see. I mean, we
Wow.
use a lot of different techniques to find the targets,
Mhm.
momentum, direction, right?
We all come to the same.
Well, you have to find what's comfortable for you. Yeah, we come to the same conclusion. We just sometimes have a different way to get there.
That's it. Well, let's see. We can insert a
4,350 hit that. Because that bear pennant is in the progress, so we still have a beautiful leg to go down on.
This would be, if we were playing penny stocks, my last chance for romance zone. This would be the zone that I would be looking at saying, if it breaks this zone, then it's probably going to fade the rest of the day.
Guys, you know the MES, it kind of tracks SPY a bit. How far behind is it? Is it like microseconds, or is it enough that we can capture?
You mean by following SPY? Go ahead, Jeremy. You're the guy on that.
They'll overlap. So like one will lead the other will lead the other. It just flip flops. I wish I could get ahead of like one candle or two consistent with tracking one and then trading the other, but it always changes. I don't.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Victoria,
That's a bit optimistic, but okay.
Victoria, you there? So this is the conclusion I came to this week. This is just me. You ready? I don't need to look at
Yeah.
anything else. I don't need to look at anything except the chart I'm trading because everything for me now, other than the chart I'm trading, is a distraction. I don't need to sit there and look at what the UVXY is doing. It's for me, this is where I got to this weekend. I said, you know what? If I just do this, then it's great. So that works for me. I don't know if that'll work for you, but I just got to that stage in my trading to where I just need the chart in front of me.
Well, today I am just trading each bar, but yeah, I'm only using one chart. When I go over to the 5 minute and I start swing trading, I'll just use that.
Well, what I mean by that is, I mean, I'm not looking at anything else other than what I'm trading. So I might have 5 minute chart, 3 minute chart, 2 hour chart that I flip back and forth from, but I'll have my 4 screen grid, but I'm only looking at that one thing. And I came to that this week. Yeah, I just where I was. I just wanted to share that.
So you mean you're only visualizing one instrument, right? You don't have.
I don't need to do a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
None of that. Uh-uh.
All this other stuff open.
Right. The only reason I have that open is because I'm moderating. If I'm not moderating, I'm watching all the MES. I'm not watching anything else.
That's the same conclusion that I got too. I used to have this separate computer with a big screen on it, and it had a grid with like 75 different stocks and things in it. And I'm like, you know what? Every time I looked at that, it took my attention away from what I wanted to go.
Right. Right.
Now I do have just ES and NQ. They're both open. They're, you know,
But you're trading both.
get into the whole option stuff, but I'm just.
And you said a key word there, Stone, when you were explaining it. You said stage, and that's exactly it. You kind of progressed to being able to watch one thing, and for a while it becomes very it becomes not just interesting, but it becomes kind of a way to develop your skills by cross charting, we used to call it.
Right.
Watching one chart trading another, or watching both to trade one.
Right.
And that was the correlation between SPY and UVXY.
Yeah.
At the time, the focus was learn how to trade UVXY because it was really cheap and day trade.
Correct.
On shares at a time and be okay.
Work great.
And you can do it very well. And that's great for honing your skills to be able to look at the same product on multiple grids as well, because you're looking at different time frames. They'll look distinctively different, but they end up coming to the same conclusion. And the idea is you can be ahead of your own trade plan by looking at different time frames.
Right.
That's the whole training involved in that, is being able to look at two different things, cross chart them, and then correlate that.
Man, you are perfecting everything. This is awesome. Everything you said, Jeremy,
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly right. Because I did need that. Now let me back this up. I'm not saying don't do that or I poo-poo on any of that at all. I hope it didn't sound that way, because that is very important. And I learned that here in Bullish Bears, and I learned that watching you when we were in penny stocks. And I go back to this all the time. You had SPY up, and it would not a penny stock, and you would say, "I know it's not a penny stock, but what I'm trying to do is get you ready. If you want to trade options, you want to do other things, then this is the way to go. This is the way. Watch this ETF. Watch this underlying SPY." And you would do that all the time. And you'd say, "Watch, SPY's going to do this. Oh, I love being on. Hang on. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I just got that 400% of my return." We're sitting there going, I'm going, huh? And then eventually I got it. And you remember when I got it, and I started watching UVXY and SPY. And I would literally trade UVXY when I saw SPY hit a high of the day, and it was about the mid part of the day. Before I knew anything, I just knew every time SPY hit a high or a low at the midpoint, UVXY was going the other way. So if SPY hit a low or a high, then I knew that's it. I can get in UVXY and go long. And I could go long and I could made a freaking killing doing that. So, but now at this point, yeah, at this stage, it's like, if I just narrow it all down to this, it makes my trading differently. So, yeah, the goal for me, and I know this is for Jeremy as well, I think, is to be able to write this stuff down so that everybody can follow it because we do have systems. They are complex in some ways, but very simple in other ways. So, and bite-sized portions is the way to go. But anyway,
Just
I digress.
gives you that
Squirrel.
ability to look at one thing and react to another thing.
Yeah.
And that's the whole exercise is exactly that. Looking at one thing to be able to react to another thing. And that's where you kind of build that skill of being able to cross chart with different time frames on the same equity or the same instrument. And it is incredible when you go lights come on and for Houston. It's like, oh man, I see it now.
Right. Oh man, I see it.
All of a sudden, you'll end up where Victoria is now. Get the ES or the MES and start trading. Is it really this easy?
Right.
I mean, to hear you say that, it just really it because I know I'm making progress in that. I'm watching the progress. Just it feels so good.
Yeah, but it scares me because it's all going right. That's why.
It's scary at first, and like I said, you'll get in the groove. You'll start to have a lot of confidence, and you'll start to observe the parts of it. All of a sudden, everything will fall apart because the market conditions change.
Right.
That's where you're going to have that epiphany of, hey, I need to be able to adapt to the market change. The same thing won't continue to work over and over and over again.
Yes.
Exactly the same. And when you get into the point where you're looking at 4 different time frames to trade the same equity or the same instrument, then it's like, aha, okay, I can see these changes coming and I can be ready for that change, and now I can be more accurate again. It's just got to break down once before you get back to that.
Yeah, you've got to take a few steps back in your learning, and then you have to learn something new, and then move forward.
Exactly.
And it is great. And you, like you said, it's stage, and I've gotten to a few more stages here recently.
And they just keep coming, and you come faster and faster and faster, and it's just like, wow. Like that meme where you got the low brain activity, and then all of a sudden the mind's like glowing.
Right. Right. Well, also, and I mean, we talk about it, and you hear us laughing because, like last week, I think it was Victoria says it can't be this easy, and Ironclad says yes, it can.
Yep.
Guys, once I start to learn to do this properly, and I'm only playing today, obviously I'm going to start predicting price action and putting brackets on. Because what's happening is they want me to actually do some work, and I'm going to have to move on to this project at some point, so I'm going to have a couple of hours of time to trade. So the plan is obviously, like a lot of people do, set up my bracket order and walk away for the day. I'm going to have to learn to do that at some point. Is that a good strategy, do you think, Jeremy?
I think at first, if you're paper trading, certainly. But if you're going to do that with real money, there's going to be some cautionary tales. That
Yeah.
one of them is, on occasion, stock will fail. One of them, high volatility, can happen.
Correct.
Not very probable. It's very, very, very rare. So I never walk away from futures chart.
Gap down.
Trade.
Put it like this, I'll still be able to sit next to the chart and watch it and keep an eye on things, but I'm going to have to actually sit there and do some work instead of just watching price action all day,
Right.
That's okay. You can do other stuff while you're keeping an eye on your order. Not necessarily staring at it, but you're aware of it. That's
Well, I don't think I'm ready to play with real money yet, I mean, if it is, it's going to be like the bare minimum, one contracts, and that's it.
right, and that's the way to start. And that's like I said, when I made that transition into futures, that's where I started. The MES contracts, just one at a time. Scalp it. Next thing I know, my account's big enough to trade ES contracts. I'm like, okay, one ES contract at a time. Scalp it. Oh wow,
So
I can trade two.
You recommend starting with scalping then, because I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, ideally,
Okay.
if you've got the time to be on it in the morning, like a couple hours a day.
Yeah, I can probably get away with that. It's just that I've been sitting down literally watching price action for the last month and a half.
Good for you.
not paying attention to my work, and I really have to sort of get on it now. I can't make it.
And that's the other thing I was saying to a lot of people is occasionally you'll see a primo setup very confident. I call that the let's pay for the data plan day. And when you see it, and you make that one trade on the MES with real money, and it makes enough to cover your data, you've done it. You're trading for free. So
That's exactly what I'm planning to do. It. My electricity bill is like $30 a month. If I can pay that with a trade or two, and then just do it like that. So I just want enough to pay the bills.
exactly, and then that's just it. Take that one trade on a primo setup and make that a habit. You could do one trade a day on the MES, for a little 3-pointer, 5-pointer, whatever. Pay some bills, and call it good.
Maybe buy some eggs or something.
Luxury items, yeah.
It can be done.
Absolutely.
It can be done.
And we were talking to Creed a while back, and he mentioned what he used to do for a living. He used to hang drywall, and he would take his trades in terms of how many sheets of drywall would I have to hang to earn enough to equal that trade. And that's kind of a good way to think about it. Like how many times can I pay my electric bill with that trade? How many cartons of eggs can I buy with that trade? Or whatever. You can relate it to that. It makes it a little simpler, so you're not so focused on every nickel and dime in your P&L. Instead, you're just focused on the trade.
Yeah, you gamify it by breaking it down, isn't it?
Yeah. This is a spot right now where there are a couple of options and a couple of things that can happen. And I think, Jeremy, it's being dictated by a steel doji on 2-hour on MES. And so I'm sorry to break in and interrupt. I wanted to do that because I am looking at something right now. We are possibly, breaking something here or going a different direction. But in this area, there is an opportunity to make decisions, to take trades. And it's based off of a 2-hour chart. And I'm basing it off of a couple of dojis or a particular doji that I see. But I'm not going to do that here on YouTube. Sorry, folks. I'm going to do this in Bullish Bears. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody on YouTube right now. And we're going to go ahead and stop streaming. And if you want to learn more about what we do, there are some things I just have to keep for our group here. So I'm going to do that. Y'all have a great day, and y'all take care.